Yeah, so this clearing, I come to it often when I'm walking, when I come out to sort out my mad mind. I just love that, the feeling of this opening here. I tend to walk on further to the Rath, to the Bronze Age settlement and sit in that as well. But this is one of my stopping off points, and it's this tree here that I used to sit under. One of the boughs has fallen, which teaches me a lot about natural order and decay. Nothing, no matter how beautiful, statuesque, powerful and majestic, remains. And some children have turned it into a fairy tree, and so I smile when I pass it now. Welcome to our home. Please show respect, but also enjoy. And I can't think of a better metaphor for living than that. So here's a bit of a story on powerful survival. This woodland belongs to an old stately home, and it was a home of the Carews. And when I moved with my husband and children to this county, and when it became time for my highly sensitive, creative, good, gentle young men to go to school, I could not find the right one for them. I'd go to each school and I'd say, you know, no matter how much I tried to see the children there, I couldn't see them. And their Montessori teacher said, Suzanne, there's a school which would be ideal for you. It's a tiny little school, and there's only 20 children in it, and I think it would really suit your lads. So I made the journey up to see it, and it brought me here. So I'd no geographical, no family connection with the place at all. So we moved lock, stock and barrel at the height of the boom to this place. Bankrupting ourselves, really. Would that be fair to say? Yeah, bankrupting ourselves. But I just knew when I stood in the field where the house is now and where the cabin is now that the writers come to, I and the other creatives, I just knew. I stood in the field and I said, am I meant to live here? Are we meant to move here? And the answer was a profound yes, yes. Not a cymbals crashing yes, not a chorus of celestial voices, just a yes, yes. So I did it. We did it. And in the height of it all, when we really struggled with the red letters coming through the door and the fact that we kind of lost our natural security, our foothold, the things that my writing and presence in the broadcasting world have brought us, and my husband's dedication to his work had brought us this security, and it was all gone. It was decimated, and we had these two young men, young boys, in this tiny little school. Well, the school was the ideal school for them. And I often wondered, how did this happen, that I ended up moving to somewhere I never saw myself? And I then found out, when I was researching my family tree, that the Carews employed the Powers for over 100 years. Not here, on a dowager estate in the neighbouring county, and the neighbouring county to this one. So there was a huge connection. So my children, when they came out of service in school and were standing outside the church, they were literally a few feet away from my great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather and grandmother's employer. And my own grandfather's brother worked for the Carews in Woodstown, so as a groomsman before he moved to America. So this persuaded me about the power of before, the epigrammatic memory in the power of now, that we are our ancestors formed this ground that we walk on, and they are informing our actions because we carry their memory, their experience, their suffering, their pain, their determinations, their fortitude in our lives, in our breath. The ancestors live. So what could be better than that, eh? What could be better than that? What makes spiritual sense rarely makes common sense. And if, as a spiritual person, in the wildest sense of the word, where do I belong? I belong in everywhere. The suffering is always ameliorated by the expression of self, and that's where I begin and end as a teacher of sorts. I tend to accompany people rather than teach. I don't see myself as an educator as much as a listener. I think listening is a lost art form, and that's why I went into the therapies as well, therapeutic writing, because I wanted to improve my listening skills. But I've been listening to my own soul all the way along, and what looks like crazy, if you look back at my life, from skyscrapers in London at 19 years of age, I was looking out at the Thames, dreaming of being in Ireland and being home. Not in where I was born in the city, but being home. Home ancestrally, home into myself. Home is my people, it's my books, it's your books, it's our stories, it's our lives. It's powerful to be home, truly home. If you get a sense of home, you survive anything that's thrown at you.